Good evening, Byram Hills. I would like to ask for a motion for the June 3rd, 2025 meeting for the Board of Education to go into executive session at 6:20 p.m. to discuss the following matters. 2.1, contract matter, non-represented employees. 2.2, negotiation matter, BHTA. 2.3, contract matter, individual employee. 2.4, contract matter, individual employee, and 2.6, Board of Education matter, board officers. All in favor? See you soon. Thank you. Good evening, Byram Hills.
Good evening, Mr. Berman.
The Board of Education went into executive session at 6:20 p.m. and we discussed the following matters. 2.1, contract matter, non-represented employees. 2.2, negotiations matter, BHTA. 2.3, contract matter, individual employee. And 2.4, contract matter, individual employee. So with that, can we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Comments from the public? Seeing none. We have two revisions to tonight's agenda, and that's removing items 2.5, Board of Education matter, superintendent's evaluation from the agenda, and 2.6, next week.
It's fine.
2.6, did we talk about? Oh, that's it. Just one, we just removed one, actually. Okay. So with that, can I please have a motion to adopt tonight's agenda?
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Excellent.
A special thing happened when you did that. We have a longtime teacher of the high school chemistry, Evan Horowitz, who is going to be retiring at the end of the year and let us know, and the board just approved his resignation for the purpose of retirement. And I wanted to take a moment. Oh, shoot. I gave it away. Microphones, new microphones.
Sorry to steal your thunder, Jen, but can we please have a motion to accept consent agenda 6.1, personnel, 7.1, CSE, sub-CSE, and CPSE recommendations, and 8.1, business. So moved. Second. All in favor? Turn it over to you, Dr. Lamia.
Well, I just wanted to tell you about a really important thing that just happened. In all seriousness, we have so much respect for Evan Horowitz, and I'm surprised, Evan, are you here? Because he's usually everywhere, right? But he happens to not be here tonight. But Evan is a well-known and well-revered chemistry teacher who has worked in Byram Hills for a very long time. Many students attribute their science love and their pursuit of science in adulthood to a lot of his tutelage. I was looking for him because when I said he's always here at every event that we have, every play, many different athletic events, you can always find Evan Horowitz because he cares so much about the students in this school district. So it is with sadness that we accept his letter of resignation for the purpose of retirement, but I wanted to take a moment so we could give him the just applause that he deserves. Thank you.
Jen. And now, very excited to announce 9.1, the recognition of the Westchester County Bar Association 2025 mock trial team. Woo!
And I see Mr. Allen and I see Elliot Schumann in the audience tonight, and I did just see Mr. Allen snapping his fingers like he was a kid in the 60s at a poetry recitation. But much congratulations and kudos to our champions. We had back-to-back years that we have had this group here at our board meeting as champions for mock trial for Westchester County. I believe you faced, was it Edgemonte? You faced at the county courthouse for that big win. And I am going to turn it over in a moment to Mr. Allen, who's going to say some words, but you also advanced to the regionals in April. How proud we are to see you here, how you should know that we are glued to our Byram Hills Instagram and everything else to get news on you. I think we were even in a board meeting at one time when we received news of one of your accomplishments and announced that during a board meeting. We are so terrifically proud of you. These accomplishments are not found in many places. And to have you here back to back, showing that group what you are capable of is pretty outstanding. I know that our board member, Scott Levy, who's a former 3-time president of the board, had the pleasure of being at this event. You may wonder why, but there happens to be a relation in the audience, and I'd like to ask him just to share a few words about that special moment.
I had a good fortune of coming to most of the trials, although not the ones that conflicted with board meetings. There were some of those. But I got to say that you guys are such an amazing and dynamic team. And it was, I think, a high point when you had a judge tell you, and I think really she told you in all seriousness that the performance that you put forth in her courtroom was better than most of the lawyers that she sees day in, day out. And I think that the things that really stand out to me are the way you work together as a team, which is extraordinary, both in the trial and before the trial when you prepped. And the amazing way that even though you're doing the same case in multiple trials, each time it's different and you have to think on your feet. And that ability to think on your feet and react to whatever the other team throws at you or what the judge throws at you is something that I think hopefully will stick with you as you go to college and then pick whatever career you want. If any of you go into litigation, I'm going to put you on speed dial in case I need a litigator. Hopefully I won't. But if you don't, no matter what you're going to do, you're going to be successful when you think about the skills that you've gleaned over the course of your mock trial experience. So congratulations, you represented our school very proudly, and I think that you just are a phenomenal group and a very special team.
Mr. Allen. Yes, would you mind coming up? And you have to press the button. Wow, look at that. Usually Mr. Gilbert is here, and he's about 7 feet tall, and when he carries that trophy, we're afraid it's going to hit the ceiling. He dropped it last year, that's right. That's okay, we don't care about that. Yes. That's amazing.
Oh, this is so exciting. First of all, thank you very much for having us second year in a row. It's great to be up here and be acknowledged by the board, so I appreciate you guys having us here, and I know the kids do as well, so thank you very much. Secondly, congratulations to all the newly tenured teachers. Congratulations to all of you. That is incredible. So real quick, I don't want to spend too much time, but I want to talk about our mock trial team. It's already been mentioned, but the 9 students that really partook in the entire experience were absolutely incredible. We were practicing at the end 3-4 times a week, every day during lunch. The time, the dedication that they gave was remarkable. The case, Dr. Lamy, actually was about a superintendent who decided to step away from their role as a governing officer of the school to run for political office. On her way out the door, she cut an integral program to the school, which was the Computer Science Club. And the members of that club sought revenge by mocking them openly by using a computer program to destroy their reputation. It was a massive civil case, and the kids this year, as you guys mentioned, went undefeated, and what wasn't mentioned is that they scored a perfect score in the finals for the county, which was a first for Byram Hills, and no Westchester team has defeated us now in over a year and a half. So congratulations to them. So I'm going to call each of you up here. Is that okay? We're going to call each of them up and just chat a little bit about them. Beyond the witnesses and the 9 students that you see here, there were other members of our club that I just want to highlight, Eli Majidi, Sam Majidi, and Natalie Cavada. In addition, I also want to recognize we did have a student step away from mock trial this year. Her name is Ashley Stangl. She was an unbelievable witness. She decided to move on to other things, but she was such an integral part of our team. I think it's important for us to highlight her and her experience this year. Okay, first for our witnesses, I want to call forward Leah Stein. Our second witness is Chloe Fenster. Our third is Yingyin Chen. Ying, by the way, plays a 46-year-old professor in the mock trial. It's probably why he's walking so slowly. Our next is Ian Klugman. Emily Battaglia. And our only junior this year who played the director of technology is here, and we would like to tell her at this point in time that we're going to have her be our captain next year as Amelia Will Peterson. Okay, so this year we had, normally the way this works is you have a plaintiff and a defense, and you normally have an attorney take on one role. So most teams that we play across the county, you have 6 attorneys. This year, our 3 attorneys, the A team as we would call them, took on double roles. To try to explain that, what that means is that in one case they will be the plaintiff, and then an hour later in the regionals they could be the defendant. And the amount of work that they put in is second to none. They studied case law, they prepared witnesses, they anticipated injections. Quite honestly, they were the best 3 attorneys ever to do it here at Byram Hills, and we've won 6 titles. And these 3 are a credit to not just our mock trial team, but they're incredible students as well. One is off to Harvard, one is off to Cornell, and one is off to Virginia Tech. So I'm going to call you up together, Andrew, Adriana, and Aaron. Andrew Levy, Adriana Zoychik, and Aaron Stein. Come on up. Okay, last thing, and then I'll step away here. But I know Mr. Gilbert is not here, but we do have an attorney coach who's been with us for almost 20 years now, and his daughter went to school here and was in our mock trial program. He is our attorney coach, and we really, on behalf of the team, want to call him out and really just say thank you. He not only leads our team, but he also this year led the mock trial team at Cornell University to the national championships, which means Elliot Schumann is traveling from here over to Cornell and back to help us out. And we'd like to call him forward and just say thank you. So Elliot, come on up. The A team has a plaque for you. Okay, everyone, thank you very much, and we'll be back here next year at this time. We're going to beat Edgemont again.
Yeah, I'm going to release them. I've been asked to release the parents. So if you would like to stay, you are more than welcome. But your esteemed children are out either this door or that door, and you could go to meet them if you would like. And thank you so much for coming to celebrate with us tonight.
And now on to another highlight for tonight, special report number 2, and that's recognition of tenure candidates. And I turn it over to you, Dr.
You'll
Lavia.
turn it over to me. I kept my microphone on purpose. So we have, this is the 25 for 25 tenure year. We have 25 tenure recipients in 2025. I don't know the last time we had that many tenure recipients at one time. You were one big incoming class. So congratulations to our teachers and administrators in our 4 buildings, Coleman Hill, Wampus, HCC, and Byram Hills High School on achieving tenure in the Byram Hills School District. I've done it 3 times, I think. And I have to say, I've lost track. I've been tenured a few times in this district in different capacities, and I have to say that every single one of those times is magnificent. What does it mean to have tenure in Byram Hills? Who is a person who receives tenure? The process itself is a bit grueling. You spend years working very closely with your building principal, department chairperson, or director or assistant director on curriculum, on pedagogy, on how you are going to help navigate student performance to make sure that kids are making progress in their work. All the while that you're doing all of these really important things, understanding how students are as learners, understanding what needs they have as different learners in your classroom, all the while that you are doing all of these tasks. Undoubtedly, you are learning this material as you are doing it and as this material is changing. Can I have a show of hands for anyone who is an elementary teacher who's being tenured today? Okay, like a whole new reading philosophy that has entered into the world in the past couple of years, and the experts that you need to be to make sure that every single student is achieving their highest height. And you're expected to do all of this with lots of support, with lots of evaluation, with a lot of pre-planning. And you're also expected, after all of that, and while quite exhausted, to look into the faces of every single child in this district and know them. And that commitment, along with what you did for them in the classroom, is what brings you here today. My predecessor used to say that reaching tenure in Byram Hills and achieving tenure was sort of like becoming a partner in a law firm. It is that juncture that you say, it is not just about what I am going to learn and how I'm going to grow. It's also about how I am going to give back to my colleagues and how I am going to shape the next generation of children who are here through the hard work that I do in collaboration with others. We're really fortunate in Byram Hills that we do collaborate. You have had excellent partners to help you in this journey. But I have to say, it is you, it's your tenacity of spirit, it's your knowledge of content, it's your care for the Byram Hills school community. It is looking into the face of every single one of these children and knowing them that you've demonstrated your commitment, and how proud I am to be a part of this 25 for 25. So for our tenure recipients tonight, first let's start with a very large congratulations. And I am going to have Tim first, if you can read the names of everyone, because I don't have my computer. Not only can't I use the microphone, but I don't know my computer. Oh, I can see them from here. Good. I was afraid I couldn't see them. So at Coleman Hill, I would like to call your name and have you stand until everybody is finished at Coleman Hill, and you can applause whenever you want. You know, I tried to do this once where I asked everyone to hold their applause till the end, and it was a bad failure. So I try not to repeat my failures. I would like to announce our candidates for tenure at Coleman Hill. Board of Education, I am presenting to you these candidates, and I am telling you that they give Byram pride. And it is my recommendation that you do grant tenure to these recipients. So for Coleman Hill, we have 7 teachers. We have Lauren Azenberg. Oh, I love her. We have Shannon Daly. Surrounded by crowds. Michaela Romanello. Yay. Michaela, is this your entire family in this whole row? Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Stephanie De Palma. Stephanie, you brought the babies. Oh. Jeanette Martimucci. Michael McHale. And Nicole Pergine. And now for our Wampus tenure candidates. Remember, you're a candidate. The board gives the official okay. I just tell you I love you. Wampus, Alyssa Leahy. Another baby. This name sounds familiar. Lindsay McHale. Lindsay's doing that tenure thing for a second time. Leah Weckerly. And we have somebody special sitting next to Leah. All right, love that. Pat McCormick. Did he stand up? Where is he? Oh, yeah, that's right. He did have a second baby. He is forgiven with permission. Fantastic. PJ is his name, actually. Chitra Paniker. Yay. Kelly Holiday. I want to know what it's like to go through life with the last name Holiday. It's a good one. Shannon Kirby. Sarah Fitzgerald. Annie Schmidt. And an administrator, Dave Mack. All right, for HCC, oh no HCC. That is so weird. They're really fantastic teachers. Byram Hills High School, Marisa Cuomo. Jen Fuenzalida. Vinnie Minatolo. Allison Muley. Another one who's had tenure before, Carly Sirocco. It might require explanation of why people had tenure before, but we don't have time. Just suffice to say, they got it. We still love them. They went for something else, and they got it again. And last but not least, Kelsey Smith. District-wide, right? Because these are people who work between buildings. I don't know how, this is what his real name is. I don't know how you do it, Billy Petito. I really don't know how you do it. I think there are two of you because I've seen you multiple times quickly. And last but not least, this is for fine arts also district-wide because they're shared between buildings, Adele St. Ange. So traditionally, we would say just a few words about each of the tenure recipients, which I kind of did anyway with my sidebars. But we do have something a little bit special. I don't know if Brian Melso is still here. Yes, you are in the back. Brian Melso, who runs our Media and Communications Center, he's the head of operations. He has put together just sort of a little fun tribute for people to see so that we can highlight all of our 25 for 25 in action in their homeschool environments. So while you weren't looking, Brian Melso and his crew were out taking pictures of you so that we could share with everyone a glimpse of what it looks like to be with you in your classroom, to see what we see, which is you looking in the faces of these children and making a difference in their lives. Tim, roll 'em. Okay, now, first we are going to ask all of our tenure recipients to come up to the front of the stage. Down below, maybe some people may want to sit on the stage so we could take a really great picture of you. And then we're going to send you out in the hallway to have another picture taken of you. But while you are standing in front of the stage, and maybe if some people want to pop up or come up on the stage and sit on the stage, so we have sort of two layers for our picture, that's great. We have Jen Lamia Tenure Jeopardy. So come on down. I have a couple of questions, and I'm going to see if anybody can answer them. Let's go. Yeah. Yes, there are prizes. So if a few people want to come up and sit on the stage, but if everybody just sort of like stands in front of the stage, we have too many people altogether, I think, for just standing. All right. So the first trivia question. Is there anyone in the audience who could tell me the name of every single person? No, I'm just kidding. That's not fair. All right. Now, for our tenure recipients, there is no smiling or coaxing of anybody in the audience, okay? There's no, it's me, none of that. Okay. So, Now, this one I kind of gave away a little bit, so this is going to be a memory test for the people in the audience. Can anyone in the audience raise your hand and tell me who has had tenure prior in Byram Hills? There are 3 people. Who feels that they have the capacity to tell me the 3 names that I already told you? Oh. Do you get to participate? Why not? Why not? You know, I have a lot of administrators up there that are raising their hands. All right. I am going to say Chitra. Mr. Mack is 1. Lindsay McHale is the 3rd. And Carly Sirocco. And for that, you get a Byram Hills t-shirt. Oh, you wait. These are going to be really good. Now you're all excited, aren't you? Everybody wants one. Little do you know, if you just ask, I'll give you a t-shirt. Okay, number 2. Who was tenured with their spouse? Jeanette. Lindsay and Mike McHale. You should get a lot more than a t-shirt. Okay. I have one question. I did not give away this answer. I'm going to look to our tenure recipients first, but if you don't know who it is, then I'm going to go out to the audience. Who was my student when she was 12? Oh, yeah. They're in this line. Who might it be? Lauren, who do you think it is? Jeanette! Aw. And as sweet and lovely as she was when she was 12. Okay. What did I write? Oh. Okay. Here's a good one. Which tenure recipient has a mother working in Byram Hills? Who has a mother? How about a mother? Shannon. Adele. Sheila, can you stand up? There's her mommy. That was a good one, wasn't that? All right, this is double jeopardy. Who are the 2 tenure recipients who have siblings who work in Byram Hills? Sarah. Annie Schmidt. Shannon Kirby. Okay, and I'm throwing one in. Which one of our tenure recipients has the pleasure of having a former graduate as a spouse and a mother-in-law who works in the district? Jeanette! Jeanette, you know, I knew the most about you. You were the flavor for a lot of my questions. So thank you for Jeopardy and Double Jeopardy. And to our tenure recipients, I mean this from the heart. We are so proud of everything that you do every single day. You are what makes Byram Hills a great place to learn and to work. And unbeknownst to you, in the consent agenda for personnel, the board already approved your tenure. So hurrah!
Unbeknownst to you.
They don't estimate that. No. And to everyone who came to celebrate them tonight, thank you for supporting them in their life's work and their endeavor, the thing that they're most passionate about, what they love to do on a daily basis. And we know that very often that takes away from lots of other things they can do, and those things include you. So thank you for your support of them in getting to this place where they are. To our 25 for 25, congratulations. And now we'll have you exit outside so Lisa Flam can take a really nice picture of you. And we will take this opportunity for a short break for families to exit, unless, of course, you want to stay for the rest of the board meeting.
Hey, back at it. Item 11, staff reports. Back to you, Jen.
Yes, sir. May I have a clicker? Sir, may I have a clicker? I might have to go over here.
Did I skip one? No, no. That's after. That's unfinished business, 12.
I'm going to take it from here. Yes.
We're at 11.
I can't read from all the way over there.
Staff reports.
No, I'm staying here because I can't read that far away. I read, the names were very big. All right. So superintendent's report, scaring Tim and Gina.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, look who it is, Scott Levy. Yes, he said, oh, please. And that's exactly who Scott Levy is, very humble. But last night, our board member presented at the Westchester Putnam School Boards Association annual dinner, and I am proud to say that every single one of the board members and I were able to be in attendance. Scott Levy is an incredible speaker. He spoke about not only a book that he has written and was published through MIT Press on school boards, but he also was able to give a speech that really, I actually texted him this morning and I said, there are very few people who could give a speech without speaking off of a script who have the perfect combination of humor and interest. And he really nailed it last night. We were so proud of you with everything that you said. The difficult questions, you know, as your superintendent, when I heard some of the difficult questions coming from the audience, I first went, like, what is that? I wouldn't even know how to answer that question. And you answered those questions with skill. People who you answered the questions for responded that it was really helpful for what you've done. And it is, the book is tremendous, and we can pre-order the book. Last night there were a lot of people who were pre-ordering it. The title, Why School Boards Matter. I didn't want to mess that up. And the book gives enough about the history of school boards and how some school boards have really made some amazing changes through advocacy, and the role of the board member and how important that is for the institution of public education. So thank you, and we're really proud of you. And this was the nice biography that they had about Scott as adjunct lecturer at Harvard Graduate School, former senior research fellow at Harvard Kennedy School of Government, served on Byram Hills School District Board of Ed since 2015, and, by the way, was president 3 times, and formerly president of Westchester Putnam School Boards, Lower Hudson Education Coalition Steering Committee member, and New York State Regional Task Force for Reopening Schools During COVID. Also, a member of the New York State School Boards Association Investment Committee, chairman of Blythedale Children's Hospital. What did I say about Billy Petito? How do you do it, Billy Petito? How do you do it all? It should be Scott Levy. And also former executive director of the Yale Center of Emotional Intelligence. Spent 2 decades as an investment banker advising corporate boards and senior executives, and is currently a partner at an investment management firm. I mean, and you spend the time with us. So we celebrate you, and we want to thank you, and we want to say how proud we are of everything you did. That was hot off the press. Oh, this was so cute. Community Day at Coleman Hill, Thursday, May 22nd. This was the cereal Community Day. Students packed into the gym. There were more than 1,000 boxes of cereal. And as all of those teeny tiny faces are watching and the cereal boxes are lined up and the robots and the humans start the procession of knocking down the cereal boxes and the domino effect throughout the entire gym, and the kids just sort of like, whoa, this is great. And all of this for a really good cause and showing that Coman Hill cares. They show kindness spreads one box at a time. And a special thanks to the Byram Hills PTSA who made this happen and who then escorted 1,000 boxes of cereal to those in need. It was really great. They had a DJ dance party and everything, and we have a little video. And to the great satisfaction of all of the teachers and administrators who were making sure that the dominoes actually worked so that the kids weren't disappointed. But thank you for such a great day for them. Oops, sorry. Nope, I think we're back one. Don't touch. There you go. All right, Tri-State Geography Bee. Saturday, March 17th. These are our middle school students. Blake, Vaheen, Matthew, Cole, and William competed in the Tri-State Geography Bee at Hackley. And Vaheen earned the title of champion. Matthew placed third and Cole fourth. And congratulations to these young scholars. What a day for Byram. Chloe Cole and Andrew Levy attend the Scholastic Achievement Dinner. There they are pictured with me and Mr. Walsh. The Lower Hudson Council of School Superintendents has an annual achievement dinner where we recognize students for academic excellence. And also in attendance that night is usually the board president, but I asked Mr. Berlin not to come so that Scott Levy could be there as his son was being celebrated. Oh, and here we go. Senior Andrew Levy named National Merit Scholar. Congratulations to Andrew, who was here tonight, who won I want to say earned, not really won, $2,500 in National Merit Scholarship and was among 2,500 winners selected for more than 15,000 National Merit finalists. Remember, there are more than 1.3 million students who enter this competition when they are juniors for the PSATs. And we have a little quote here. In addition to being a brilliant student and researcher, Andrew's known for building bridges and serving the needs of others, said his guidance counselor, Greg Carrillo. Andrew is a certified firefighter, spent multiple summers. Well, he's not just a fire, is he an EMT also, isn't he, right? Not just a firefighter. Firefighter and EMT. Spent multiple summers studying at the National History Academy and has conducted novel cancer research at Mass General. Andrew represents the best of Byram. Andrew plans to attend Harvard University and study the history of science. Byram Hills High School Awards Assembly. Among the year's winners, Charlotte Karp received the esteemed Hyblatt Jack Wollenberg Memorial Award, recognizing a senior who exemplifies a humanitarian outlook, selflessness, and optimism. Byram Hills receives Best Communities for Music Education Award. This is unbelievable. They hit a high note. The district earned the Best Communities for Music Education Award from the NAM Foundation, and this designation honors districts for outstanding achievement in providing music access and education. Super cute. 3 Varley players nominated for prestigious Metro Awards. Wow. Aiden Lipton, Eve Nepo, and Darby Schlosser received Metro nominations for their performances in Chicago. We had the teen edition. The Metro Awards, which are called pretty much the Tony Awards for high school, are held on June 2nd at Purchase Performing Arts Center. Is that tonight? No, yeah, last night. Hosted by Broadway's Kate Rockwell and Gray Henson. And if you saw Chicago, you know the impact of these performances. And now our entire region will. They were really spectacular. Beautiful, Shannon Maloney and Angelina Nee shine as I Create Art Show. Their work was selected for prestigious I Create 2025 exhibition at the Bruce Museum in Greenwich. With over 700 submissions, they were chosen in this highly competitive exhibition. And the I Create exhibition will run from June 8th to September 7th at the Bruce Museum. Yeah, it's kind of unbelievable, isn't it? Junk Couture, second year in a row. Remember last year we had Savannah Mathis, who went to Dublin as she was one of the winners. And congratulations this year to Sophie Kai and Riley Canigliaro. They both worked together on a Junk Couture competition. And their design, which is Faux Fleur, created entirely from trash bags, fake flowers, and bed sheets, was chosen from hundreds for its originality, powerful storytelling, and environmental consciousness. They were judged by the fashion designer Steve McLaughlin and model and content creator Lisa Pierron. Sophie and Riley's design is one of the 10 selected to be represented by the United States in the World Final. These are going to be with finalists from Milan, Paris, London, Dubai, and Dublin, and we're going to find out the date and the location pretty soon. Evan Reese, honored for All-State Music Achievement at Westchester County Center by Shelley Mayer and Westchester County Executive Ken Jenkins. There were other 2024 All-State recipients from across the county there, and he earned this recognition for his outstanding achievement in music. He performed in the prestigious NYSSMA All-State Chorus this past December in Rochester. Oh, this was so much fun. Startup Final Pitch Night success. We had our third annual Startup Pitch Night, and congratulations to Josh Goldman, Logan Verma, yay, and Tyler Boyd. Their company and their product called SwitchGuard impressed the judges and is now moving on to the National Pitch Event competition. Their 2-in-1 sliding mitt and elbow guard offers baseball players a protective yet comfortable solution on the field. In addition, there were other groups like Top Scent took home the People's Choice Award for their creative all-natural hair scent product, and all of our students should be commended for their bold ideas, hard work, and entrepreneurial spirit. And one update was SwitchGuard actually, was it 6th? Did they get, oh, here it is. Was selected as one of 30 quarterfinalists out of the 59 submissions for Incubator EDU National Pitch Competition. And the semifinalists will be announced on June 6th, and the finalists announced by June 10th. Good luck. Fantastic day of unified basketball, who won big in front of a packed home crowd on Wednesday, May 21st. Our team faced Mamaroneck in an afternoon home game with a packed house filled with all of our students, faculty, and staff. The unified basketball team is inspired by a very simple principle, which is training together and playing together is a path to friendship and understanding. And it brought the school together as it did in the past in just an extremely meaningful and positive way and made significant impact on everyone there. Congratulations to our unified basketball team. And our boys tennis team on winning the Section 1 Division II tournament Next Stop Regionals, and that is tomorrow afternoon. And Varsity Baseball Clinic brings home community and raises $2,000 for charity. This group got together as a successful youth clinic and took 50 players from Armonk Baseball League, grades 1 through 7. Tyler Anshin organized this with support from Dennis Covert and varsity teammates, and they delivered fun and fundamentals and raised $2,000 for the Miracle League of Westchester for students with disabilities. Beyond the fundraising, they fostered mentorship and community spirit, and they hope to make this inspiring day a lasting tradition in Byram. And go Bobcats. That's it for me. Thanks, sorry, that was weird.
Yes, thank you. I want to give an overview of a literacy update. I've been providing the board and the community with updates on our literacy initiative for the past 3 years. This year we offered a course for teachers. We had 29 teachers participate, and those teachers participated in action research around literacy. We're guided by an expert consultant from NYU, Dr. Carolyn Strom, who is providing our teachers with the latest research in literacy. And then this year's course was designed around studying areas of literacy, pedagogy, and curriculum, changing something in the classroom aligned to that research, and then studying that, collecting some data and analyzing it. So I will post this on our website, and you can take a closer look. So we had the teachers go through and create an area of focus. They thought about an area they wanted to study. We call it a problem of practice. What is something that I want to address in my work? It could be around a phonics instruction. It could be around fluency. It could be vocabulary. They study the research. They make some change in their classroom, collect data, and then analyze that data together. So I have several different groups of areas of focus that I'll post. One of them, for example, the second grade team. These 3 teachers studied fluency. And when I look at their presentation, you can see their presentation and what they studied and the data that they collected. So they were looking at ways that they could help kids who might know how to decode, but they're just not reading as fluent as they should be. And how do we increase fluency? And what we know in the research is that fluency is correlated to comprehension. So if there seems to be an issue with comprehension with a student, we first look at their fluency rate. And that could be an indicator of the issue with comprehension. So they were curious about that, so they studied it by doing some fluency assessments. And one thing we talked a lot about is involving students in that process so they're aware of what you're doing. So these teachers collected data on fluency and using an instructional strategy around repeated reading. So you'll take a text and you'll read the same text 3 times throughout a week, and you time them for 1 minute, and you rate the student's accuracy and how many words they get correct per minute. And you have students chart it, so each of these colors is the 3 reads over the course of the week. And you can see that you're hoping students improve in their rate. What the teachers found and what they concluded was that they were nervous about doing this with students and charting their fluency, but it actually inspired them and got them excited and engaged about what they were trying to do. They knew they were trying to increase the rate at which they can read. So teachers thought, they were worried it would be competitive with kids or that it would stress them out, but they actually saw the opposite, that it engaged them and interested them. And so that was one area that they explored. One particular group was looking at their type of fluency. And they used different types of fluency tests because they were looking and comparing various types of assessments. So that's just gives you a little bit of a flavor of what the teachers were really engaged in this year. And we had 29 teachers really exploring literacy at that level of depth. So I'm really proud of the teachers in the work. We're going to offer another course next year that is similar, but we're going to extend more deeply into comprehension strategies and also look at vocabulary. So we're excited to continue this type of work and have teachers really exploring the research-based strategies in their classroom. Yep.
Any other staff reports? Okay, great. Seeing none, we'll move on to unfinished business, and there are 5 second reads. That is 5100 comprehensive. 5 second reads, 5100 comprehensive attendance policy, 5710 school safety and educational climate, 8130 school safety plans and teams, 9140.1 staff complaints and grievances, and a regulation, 9140.1R staff complaints and grievances regulation. So I'll turn it over to you, Gina. Anyone?
Are there any questions on the second read of those policies?
All right.
Add a first read from the policy meeting the other day so we could.
To June 10th, next week.
Okay,
Yes.
fine. Thank you, sorry.
No problem.
Yes, yeah, okay.
Okay, so with that, let's do all 5 together. Can I have a motion to approve these 5 second reads? So moved. All in favor? Excellent. Thank you to the policy committee. Okay, now to new business. I think back to Tim, right? 13.1 textbook adoption.
Yep, thank you. So I'm recommending 2 textbooks, and I'll explain where these fit into our curriculum. You can see the textbook adoption forms in your packet. for Bridges and Do the Math. These both live in our academic intervention support program. So where that occurs, if you're thinking about this green area as whole class instruction, then we have students who we may pull out who need math support. That's based on, if it's K through 3, it's based on our universal screener assessment and local assessments that teachers give and teacher recommendation. In grades 4 and 5, we start with the state tests and also our universal screener. So students may go into what's called Tier 2. That is students who might be at risk of falling below standards, or if they're not making progress on Tier 2 interventions, we go to Tier 3, which is more intensive. So based on that, what happens when a kid is in intervention, once they meet our benchmark criteria, they'll be exited, or maybe they stay within it longer and we change the intervention if they're not responding, or they might need more intensive support. So those are the 3 different things that could happen. So what we did this year is we looked at several different programs. Our our math specialists at both Coman Hill and Wampus researched various intervention programs. They did site visits to other districts using some of the programs we were interested in. And it was these 2 that we chose to pilot. And we've been piloting both Bridges and Do the Math K-5 over the past 2 years. Bridges is modeled on research-based instructional strategies. It starts with concrete skills and then gets into concepts through 2-dimensional exploration. It really builds fluency and reinforces place value and computation, which is really great, particularly with the younger students. I'm recommending this K-5, but it's primarily going to live in K-2. There are some pieces of it that we'll still use in K-3-5 as well. Then the other program is Do the Math. Do the Math is a research-based math program. It's really based on a research-based instructional model. Students practice skills. They are assessed frequently. They play games every few lessons that reinforce the skills. And then there's also some storybooks around the math concepts to engage students as well. We did some evaluation of it and saw in all cases from pre to post assessment students were improving. So this will primarily live in 3 through 5, the intervention in grades 3 through 5, but also some of it might be used K2 as well, so I want to recommend it for K5 intervention as well. So I'm recommending both of those programs to live in our math intervention program. Bridges and Do the Math.
Any questions for Tim? Thank you, Tim. Seeing no questions, can I have a motion to approve adopt both textbooks? All in favor?
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Okay. Let's see, on to board reports. Are there any reports? Okay.
Last week, I met with the Athletic Advisory Committee, and we discussed some of the challenges of attracting and retaining coaches. And today we had lunch with the PTSA. They had a end of year and honored the retirees, and it was lovely. And again, thank you to the PTSA for always being such a wonderful partner and including us, and it's a pleasure working with them.
Lise and Tamara Leopold, who have been co-presidents of the PTSA for the past 2 years, they're coming off of their president's time period. What am I looking for? What's that word? Presidency, their term, right? Their term is expiring, and they are going to remain committed to the PTSA, but they have been incredible partners to us, in addition to everyone else who's on their supportive team. So just a thank you, and we've really just grown so much and benefited so much with them at the helm. 2 terrific people.
Well said. Thank you, Jen. Any communications to the board?
Yes. There was a communication to the board that I also received as the superintendent from a community member, and it's a really well-received communication regarding community members and how they can know more about what's happening in the schools without necessarily getting blasts that say things like, the air conditioning is broken in a building, right? So how do we include community members? And the board remembers that at the beginning of the year, Kelly and I, we had the idea that we really wanted to include community members from the Hergenhan. We know that our children very often go to the Bristol and do performances at the Bristol and involve the Bristol community in our schools, but we realized that we had not done that for our other members of the community at the Hergenhan. So Kelly and I went a few times this year, brought tickets to different plays and events. We hosted tours of the buildings with the building principals for anybody from the Hergenhan who wanted to come. And they really enjoyed those visits and coming to our shows. And we're going to continue to do that. But this particular community member was talking more about community outreach. And we know that we have Facebook and Instagram, and we have the Focus, and we have the website, and we have Spectrum. But, you know, to ask someone to go and navigate all of those different sites might be difficult to sort of weed through what's important and what's not important. Brian Melso and I are having a planning meeting, I think this Thursday, where we are going to go through and figure out a way to, first of all, survey people in the community to see who doesn't have students in the community and doesn't ordinarily get this information, would like this information, so that we could start to collect emails. And we've talked about potentially putting together a something that has some links to it, but also some events that have occurred that are important in the school, and either a monthly or a quarterly basis, in addition to the Spectrum that goes out 3 times a year. And that would be something that they could receive in their inbox and click links to and see a lot of the exciting things happen. So I want to thank our community member, because it really goes along with what we were trying to do at the beginning of the year, and it's something that we had not thought of ourselves and are happy to venture forward with the project on. So we will be in touch with community members who may listen in on these board meetings, and I want to thank that community member, former parent in the district, for that suggestion and for caring enough about our schools to know about them every day.
Great, thank you. Okay, if there's no other communications, then I will ask for a motion to approve the Board of Education minutes from May 20th, 2025. All in favor? Great. And a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting. All in favor? Good night, Byram Hills.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.